So why are you saying such a thing? They have been catered for very well. Can you imagine?
Okay.
So see,
I promise to be faithful and loyal to God and my mother, I pledge myself to the service of the Lord with all my strength and with all my heart. I promise to hold in my esteem a heritage won for us through the blood and joy of our fathers. And I pledge myself in order to uphold and defend the whole name of God. So help me, Lord. I promise to hold in my esteem a heritage won for us through the blood and joy of our fathers. And I pledge myself in order to uphold and defend the good name of God. So help me, Lord. Yanum every yeah. Yanum every yeah.
The best station.
Jamagana for nyina kwa be de ba enanwumre dwumadi a yato ne din se eye the torchlight said ya da ye de bre wo no ebenada ene ya wada bia dwumadi a wani tua se obomoden a na wo bie wa fidie na da 100.9 ya na ya manyosem ebra ye de kase bo na bra wadwie no na ya manyosem ene ye babe ya manyosem fiko ene ye babe ye ewo fiase onim se eba ne sa na ye mfa eni agorokra because da bia na beka se nsama ye ka no eye nsama ye de chichiro man no nsama ye betimi de aboa na de pushi o man na ma o man no etimi akonkan na nye se da bia betena ho ne ye bosobo ne de nsa ahye da miri fam na ye to wo bisa so obi nye bibi na we de na waye ede na waye wo ka so obi nye bibi no moa no man ne konkan na wo a wo hwe me wo a wutie me wo so eden ena ne ene ko na wie ye na eden na wo so wo ye obi ho kwa adwuma mu kura na adwuma mo wakoi ebo no mienu na so ko lancha eno anu no mabiem adwuada o ma adwuma mu ntem efiada first person obefiri adwuma mu ono a o ma adwuma mu ntem ono so ne first person obefiri adwuma mu oso wo sori a wo se ya ban adwuma de ye mfa nsoa na ban adwuma de ye de si ye kon na wo ka ne saa na de ko obi na anya bibi yi a na obo no so bo enyenya atwom wo eden na waya wo de chichiro man no wo no ene ko na wie bisa se ene eden na maye na me de aboa me man Ghana obi won so na dwe so de me na me madwuma be ka brantie bi a oye or repair condition ewo amanfo cars mu eye friend o say masa na de adwuma na me madwuma o hwehwehwe de o kire me madwuma me na me madwuma nti eje se wada na cars apake cars be ye 5 including me car baako ya pake
Needs FM. What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Natural mineral water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA. Needs FM.
Meka ya abraja na efre. Na wotekọ na ye wadwe se wa ye wadwuma. Ani ti wudi adwuma ni di agoro. Ade nti de se wudi di agoro. Aya menye wadwe nsa na ye ne sa wo ye mambofo. Wo ye ne sa no ma nkogie efa amaw. Ye nchechoro mane ma o man ne konkan. No mine ko kan na menu mienu yetimi asomni yakasa mpa yakwa nim se ye pushi o mine no because o mine ye ni bibia ye ni o man bia o babia ye tutu akwan ne yakwa aman ahodo so a na ye hwe se de ano ameko so a edi adanse ye se ye betimi ayebi wa ha ye betimi ayebi wa ha memu akwa ba de ba torchlight so midin Edema Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN and I'm a special guest Bernard Mona a political activist. OSEI a political advocate. Na yeko PNC mudia oye immediate past chairman Edema PNC. Oko na Doli Kalio na oye parliamentary candidate Edema eye PNC. Bernard Mona ene owe yenchen. Ye babe ya manyosem fiko. Wajwe chori beba 0277 860 644 0277 860 644. Naomi obene wane pious be dubanse na ebomi chidoma yede dwumadie yede ebrewo na kan ebo eye non dua Captain Jesus Prayer House eyo difo Izekofosu hinijima oseme fatu onim se ne non dua ba papa aba se no de nwosra foforo kra ene de ba begura eye studio ha no du pepepe obehia Captain Jesus Prayer House na odinyame asem odi abrel odifo Izekofosu hinijima kokko chidom domi pele 2 ena obehu asori echira kwan Bernard Mona ewo yenchen agoben yemwajo Bibi aboko
Wompa ebonti nyame edi achame
yede nyagopon ase yede nyame ase na so far eno me kosa be kasamuni kakra You to about ye, say now what take a grade, what happened?
And say, my party, PNC, Nanyama and Koye and Mayan. Meso as a parliamentary candidate, no, near my baby and Koye and Mame. Na a feed ye, na meaning say, near my Koye, na my parliament, na ye the other piece of ho. But yeah. Votes na ye konya no. Any the energy, the investment, and the beer ye the two it doesn't match. But enunyina eye nyame asem. So after the elections, typical of me, I say I should stay back. Na men rounds, na men da communities no be obviously mean to me konina. Men da omase say omo etimi ato aba asumbe e kan ye nyina. And almost assign you nipa bi a say onko ye nyina. But me see me careful.
Yeah.
During the campaign, me and ye for major baby. For instance, our soya bean, because we didn't have time to go and look at it. Now, I say for the farm. The broke ramp it had to fall down for the thermals and other things to be eaten. But that one we could salvage a little bit of it. So after that, we had to stay in the village. Now yet me, I could harvest some of the products and see what we can do for the coming year. Obviously, as a Pan-Africanist, I had ears and eyes on many other happenings in the continent. I was monitoring events, particularly in Uganda. The Biamian Kasaminia,
Bobby Wine, yeah.
Now, Obianim say, or Babedin Kunin.
That's some of the crocodile court.
And if you court.
Well, what we draw.
And because Oka said the Chief Justice was not neutral, the Chief Justice was biased and had already shown by some of his public comments he was not going to be neutral in the issue of Yoweri Museveni versus Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine said if the Chief Justice could not rescue himself from the case, and he was not certain of justice. He withdrew the case from court. So we've been talking and engaging and to see what we can do so that the young people of our continent can begin to rise up to the occasion. And I think that Bobby Wine is setting the standard. Minya Julius Malema is also doing his part.
Yeah.
Our friends in the Zambia and in the Gambia are also playing their part. We are pushing one or two together to see what we can do. In the course of the month or early next month, many Black Rastamo will be in Uganda.
Okay.
To solidarize with Bobby
the
Wine.
Bobby Wine.
Okay, it's a Black Rasta and Bobby Wine. Some collaboration.
Yeah.
So we are going to visit him to see how things are working for him to know that the young people of the continent, we had a lot of hope in him until the victory was stolen away.
But is it a reality on the ground? Say now, one who say Chief Justice, Bobby Wine, who say Chief Justice, then you're fair and farmer. No, I na and Rama Bain and I dead into be beating me.
Well,
let's just say Uganda, because me met Eddie about your demo. That you faces similar way, and I may have my yawada. Yeah, share the me. And that does it mean say judiciary will Uganda? It's saying.
Well, it is what you can call it in the packet of Yoweri Museveni. Near Yoweri Museveni, mostly Oka, and then Ejuma. Until the international community at the pressure be back. Yoweri Museveni will tell you. And in Semi Ame Babekai, I'm sure say Peter McMenu and late Sir John and your friend say Asiedun Ketia. So Mutiemia, they will collaborate what I'm saying. That you call a program in Uganda. Yeko drew her, Yoweri Museveni was the keynote speaker. In Sema Obeka Ohono. This was in 2010 there. And Obeka.
No, say.
What's it? Nipa Edwin said they can use a paper to remove him from office. Yeah. Nipa Edwin said they can use a paper to remove him from office. And that they have struggled, they have gone through battles to get here. So, democracy. Maybe Andrew say a paper can come and remove him from office because you have to toil to get the power from him. And more importantly, That day I just gave up. Also, look, in the next 100 generations of his family, they will not be poor. So near all year, he is doing for poor people and not for his family line, because only any family, he has gotten enough that they don't need anything from Uganda. And so it is that he is struggling for the people of Uganda after he had amassed so much. And as he see and who say, the beer would as for him, aside God, nothing else can happen, because in terms of wealth, in terms of storing wealth for his generation, his family, and whatever, now when you have such a person leading a country, now makoto aba, vadmoko akoto aba nani pebribre kaino, and you can imagine, Papa, you are all launching a book which I have been invited alongside PLO Lumumba to come and be on the panel. George Wilson Kanyihamba, retired Supreme Court judge.
Yeah.
Okay, and Kanyihamba said the Yoweri Museveni of the 1980s to the 1990s, the Obeshia Yoweri Museveni of the present, Obafatu Ekunu, that the Yoweri Museveni of the 1986 to the 1990s, if that Yoweri Museveni come and meet the Yoweri Museveni of today, he will shoot the Yoweri Museveni of today and kill him. Because the Yoweri Museveni of today has become so power drunk, has become so corrupt, has become so blinded, and has become so vicious that he doesn't see progress for any other person. And America, this is somebody that worked with Yoweri Museveni, became a Supreme Court judge, and you can check it. Onoankasa Nokaye, that if the Yoweri Museveni of yesterday come and see the Yoweri Museveni of today, he will shoot the Yoweri Museveni of today, because the Yoweri Museveni of today has decayed beyond redemption, and that it is time. Say, na young, energetic people should lead the charge in Uganda. Even in that interview, Oka said that is the reason why Basige should not even contest the elections. Yeah. Because Basige and Yoweri Museveni, they belong to the, you can call it, the disappointed generation. So they should give way for a new crop of leaders. And I'm talking about somebody who is 81 years old. What do you say? So I can tell you that the feeling on the ground, and this is a former Supreme Court judge who is not even enthused about the recent elections. And in the book that he has written, The Evolution of Constitutional Law, Public Law, and Governance in Uganda, you can see that he even captured the 2020 elections, 2021 elections in that book as the final chapter. Now, when you actually say things are not good, unfortunately, the African Union is a club of friends. Then they will just salute each other, praise each other, and go home. They can't look into each other's face and tell you that because the African Union must act. The African Union has become a very useless institution. They cannot even advise their own peers that things that are happening there is of no sense to the continent. And when people are...
to what extent you be describe African Union as useless? Is it because because African Union comprises with the sovereign states? Is it because you say
what is the raison d'etre for the African Union? That we should have a united Africa going forward. And that in that united Africa, you go and see that they are independent states. Is that what you are going to do to get the united Africa?
Meaning the union should come together.
The union should take center stage and say that these are the characteristics, the attributes, the traits that we are looking for in our continent. So as an African leader, you must meet A, B, C, D benchmarks. So you are not one of those African leaders that the African Union should glorify. But some African Union meetings is an avenue for glorification. No man tea, no man coffee. They waste our money. That's what I say. So if until the African Union begin to assert itself, to speak authoritatively, to say that look, near Ekoso Ewo Togo, and so any Near Ekosu, and you know what is happening in Togo. Unim near Ekosu war. Your fellow saying Cameroon.
The Cameroon, yeah.
I mean, so bizarre. When you elect a president of your own, that president, you know, you don't see the president again. He stays in the country 2 months in every year. He is in France. The French government is happy because he's there. So they are spending the wealth of Cameroon in France. So their GDP is growing. And the African Union cannot talk and say, this is not an ideal government that we want in Africa. And so it will continue. Look at Niesi or Mali.
Yeah.
You saw what happened. When it was glaring, the ECOWAS was like this. The African Union was tongue-tied. Today, democracy in Mali has degenerated because of the perfidy of our African leaders. The NAC were your friend saying, Mali, to elect their members of parliament. Yeah. The governing party lost with over 30 votes, 30 seats to the ruling opposition. Now the Constitutional Court in their area, the Supreme Court, and no say validated the results that has come. No? They said that they don't use mathematical numbers to determine who has won. They have their own criteria. What is their criteria? Omanka. Inti nipa na mokoto aba omudi nkunimno. The Constitutional Court invalidated them and said they have not won. They were on the street demonstrating. ECOWAS was quiet. Obi Ankasa. The military could not stand it, and they got up and took over power. Ibrahim Boubacar Keita was toppled. Kiki Chambers Munina Johnny. Good luck, Jonathan. Omoko say no, ECOWAS no, omo protocols and Makwan say military should rule. They said, okay, we will bring a civilian. Third time no say, okay, Mekasa. I may see who is a civilian. A retired army general could be called upon to become the head of state. He is a civilian. As if I could predict rightly. They went and brought in the retired army general. Say, or no, and no civilian. Intinia Oye Kuno now becomes the prime minister. So 2 years no more. So the people of Mali are now going to suffer military rule for 2 years before the military can then begin to figure out.
Yeah, so one more because so that they can.
You understand, to figure out whether they can return the country to
the constitutionally elected
go
president.
To Sudan, the same thing, because the African Union has become useless and cannot act. So they only will then come in to try to play pacification. By the time now, mobile by you and I hope and pray that they don't wait for things to degenerate in Uganda. Because Uganda is one of the most potent African countries. I mean, in the East Africa, aside Kenya, you can think about Uganda. So within the East African bloc, if you take Uganda and Kenya, you see that their economy will be so weak. So it is important that the African Union must sit up to be able to solve the problems that afflict Uganda and to tell Yoweri Museveni that changing the term limits, changing the age limit, and stealing elections from the people is not a panacea to the problems of Uganda.
Well, it's now. Yeah, let's look at it. Bring it down here in Ghana. Say Yedeba, Ghana. Generally, my main thoughts. At the end, of course, the power drank the several African leaders. Somebody like Ugandans, example. Since 1986, I get media cost so this time I be an nipa be a Jane say Edesanka a year you're in the Museveni craze and go see from. But when see from yet one more SI twice so say obe twice be say obe say demand penny. Bobby Wine the bear moon, the elections
Bobby
and matters
Wine
arising.
Was born exactly 3 years after Yoweri Museveni was president. What you say? Bobby Wine, he was a toddler when Yoweri Museveni was president. That person has grown to also now qualify to become president. And you are still in office as president. Are you not a failure?
At the end of the cost.
It is, just look at across the spectrum. It is Obi, if he say or no without him. And in the case of Yoweri Museveni, say Okun, Onidi Amimo, and Omo prayer.
Yeah.
Milton Obotemu. Until once he was able to come through and topple all of them after Idi Amin and then Milton Obote and Obafa, the presidency. He feels that he came through the harsh way. He was a guerrilla leader, and then Sisiano and I told you that somewhere in 2010, Okachire Ewa Kampala said no paper, that a piece of paper cannot get him out of office. Now, if you say a piece of paper cannot get you out of office, you know what that means. It means that you are saying that democracy is of no consequence. Now, the other thing about the African leaders now, there is BBA, it is an economic term. Your friend rent seeking. Rent seeking, no, as you say, nipa no a omo a sponsor companies, individuals. Now omo a sponsor obi a wabedin kunim no. Those people sit at the back and they regulate you. What do you say?
Is that the case?
Oh yes. For instance, rice importers. Omo motor.
Yeah, a movie amanone.
The almost sponsor o campaign. Okay, o ba be campaign no mo akosua sika e de aba o ma to pick up say de abrel.
Na wo ba.
Na we be din kunim. Now you get up and say that you are going to stop rice importation. Who bond up? How are you going to stop it? Because nipa now almost sponsor wa in Kenya or Montino, you will not be able to prosecute your campaign. They now come to tell that Mr. President, Mr. MP, Nyama mobile man show your business ever go for more. Into see your business go for more. Next time you enter me embo. A hand so na yeso ye tafremen. Into moma kwine na ye juma. And that is how come that you see all these perpetuating. Into obi per se onsi ana those who are the big financiers around that individual no. Omo betimi abeka kire say dabi o pe akọ no. O kona yeso ya den. Because who deal betimi akọ na say. But yeah, war system no no. Okay, say a business in Abegu. You understand? And that is why people don't want to leave, except if you have a robust activism. If you want a robust pressure. In the case of South Africa, you know what the Gupta brothers did. They virtually captured the state. Nia omo pen omo ye. Nipa say onye minister for finance, they will choose for you so that you become minister for finance. And yes, sir. They identified key persons. Omo no move to see nipa obey minister for finance. Omo no move to see nipa omo pese omo ye minister for interior. Omo no move to see nipa omo pese omo ye minister for defense. Omo no move to see nipa omo pese omo ye foreign affairs. Once they have chosen those people and given it to the president appoints them. They don't need to go to the president again. That's what you saying. So at the end of the day, they can engage in every dubious deal. The system will protect them. Because once they control the defense, they control the interior, they control the finance, and they control your foreign affairs. Massa, forget it. And in most instances,
everything you tell me na kromu ana eburo ebuso wo afram plains ba na you so kra eburo we de bomb.
Yeah,
but na farmers e wo ho a wo ma do eburo de gu apart so no.
Na da from BC Rice Valley. But we are struggling to go and import rice. Ebro at the Afram plains a year. You were going and importing rice from Ebro, maize from other countries. Why? Because there is rent seeking that has played. So omo and omo catcher say papa we say on your minister for agri. Your papa we now on your minister for trade. Your papa we. And so once that set in, master, you are only the head, but you are not the one driving. And so they will regulate you. And that is how come our African leaders, who are desirous of just being called, you know, giving all kind of accolades. Mr. President, you are doing well. And that is why Chairman Mao said...
But which a year, Museveni, some of the African leaders, the congratulatory messages.
But why?
After the elections.
But that is what I just told you. That is what I just told you. Did you see Malema congratulating?
You understand? The congratulatory message, I mean, many issues.
You understand? So it is only the clap of these groups, that clap, no? They will congratulate you because they are happy. Because, once we have done this next, they say, yeah, so we can continue to follow on your wrong footsteps and use you as an example. And I'm saying that if you go to a country like Malawi, their Supreme Court showed muzzle. They said Peter Mutharika. Elections they demanded, the Supreme Court demanded the Electoral Commission should come to court. Or the documents, they realized that some of the pink sheets, their election declaration,
statement of course,
the correcting fluid, corrected it to correct figures. The Supreme Court in Malawi ordered for a rerun of the election.
But maybe they prove beyond all the reasonable doubt.
But if you, in our instance, you cannot compel the chairman of the Electoral Commission to come and stand and testify. Because in my view, there were 3 declarations. And yes, sir, the first declaration on the 9th. There was another declaration on the 10th where the EC came and said that they have corrected the mistake.
And the mistake that
on the 13th, there was another declaration. And if you go to the website this time, they were not announcing. But you go and you see that they have changed the figures. They have done another declaration. Which declaration forms the EC used to do that? And so bring it and let's see which declaration you do. The Supreme Court holds a different view. That you can't bring the person or compel the person to bring documents. And so we are sitting down.
That's how you run it here.
That's
the rules of the game.
My view.
Yeah.
My view, say, okay. Mean to me, Emperor will say, come and testify.
Yeah.
But you are being called because you are the head of the institution. The head of the institution that conducted the most important event in our country, which determines who is a president. A president that has a power to appoint the chief justice, to appoint the head of the army, to appoint the head of the security agencies in all. What do you say? So you cannot just be any ordinary person. And that is why people were saying that even if that was the ruling, if that is the norm, but in certain instances, you vary it because of the exigency. But the Supreme Court held onto its conservative position. And so we are all sitting here. Inti Ochina. Now say me, I'm appointed chairman of the Electoral Commission. Jerry, you don't even need to go to the polls. Tell your madam. And when the elections are declared, I will say Jerry has won the election by this percentage.
Yeah, easy, sir.
Oh, yes.
How?
What will you do? You will take me to court. My lawyers will come and say, I will not appear. The figures I've given, law mandates me to declare elections.
But the law requires what they assembly court no a petitioner what the assembly court and so what me prove to the court say idea way and a wusu say court so and
you see what the Supreme Court has done, and I'm saying that is their decision. So you can't say their decision, even if you say their decision is wrong, they have taken their decision. I hope you understand. Even if you say that your opinion, the decision is wrong, they have taken their decision. But I'm saying that where I sit, it is important that we should hold people to be accountable. Jerry, me na my best studio.
Yeah.
Me na midi nso eba. And my back catcher say, nso na me de buy no 10. Also wako ka nso no na 7. And then what catcher obi say nso na wo no and drew 10 o. Me so member kire say document na me de year nso na 10 no e wan. Na me nua yi a wote ha yi, nua ba yi, o si daddy. Ono de o ye judge nti o ma member na box no. Na me nkire paper bia me de year no 10. And then so that is it. I can get up and go. So that is democracy.
Yeah, because someone will ask, say, Electoral Commission, chairperson of the Electoral Commission,
they did not add to the color of the verdict in 2013. Say, you know, yesterday. And your honor say 100 and your friends.
27-0.
27-0. And your honor we all laugh. And then we all call for reforms. The Supreme Court gave orders to the Electoral Commission to go and do something. The question we should be asking the Electoral Commission is that did they do the thing the Supreme Court ordered them to do? Again, we are in the Supreme Court. And I'm sure that by Thursday, the Supreme Court will again request for some reforms. And yes, sir, request for some reforms.
And you anticipated though.
Yeah, if the Electoral Commission declined the reforms in 2013, what is the guarantee that in 2021 they will comply with the reform request by the Supreme Court? That's why Kokun Azar, he has his own way. I say, going forward, any CI that will come, it must be mandatory that any electoral officer must be a party and must testify in a case when there is an election petition. That's what Professor Kweku Azar okay. Because the way things are going, institutional heads, they can decide that, why, I'm not coming. What I want to do, I have written. And it will be a problem for us. I just hope and pray, and I'm confident that the people of Ghana, as Kwame Nkrumah would say, we are peace-loving people. And I'm sure that we will choose peace over any other consideration.
But did you,
irrespective of the outcome?
May you sure so who follow Supreme Court? Said they're not same DNA course. Who follow it?
I follow, of course. You know that I'll
follow. Yeah, in your prejudgment, but then sequence of events our court net was saying.
Some were laughable. Particularly when somebody was said that, I put it to you that you were there and then they gave you tea and biscuit and said, I only took tea. Or say, I only took tea. I didn't take biscuit.
Biscuit, yeah.
Tea. So if you are even saying that they gave me biscuit, then you should let them bring the biscuit because it was my right to enjoy the biscuit. So even in the midst of the heat, I mean, some things came out and we laughed. You remember in the 2013, many people did not know what amicus
curiae. Some were thinking say you be there.
And then Obi sorry, I say I'm my friend of the court. I'm applying to be part of the case, and then the court said no, you can't be an amicus in this matter. And so at the end of the day, I'm excited. Say the thing is live broadcast, and you may be even where the rulings are ruled, the court gives its verdicts on some of the issues. Then you get to know that the processes after all and that forms are because court are the judgment.
Yeah,
maybe be a to know after every decision the court has taken. I think that they should move forward. Then the petitioner will say, no, we want to have a copy of your judgment so we can take next action. Soon after they obtain the copies, the next day they are filing for a review. And you can see the number of reviews they file.
Reviews, yeah.
You understand? So it means that through this process, we have been able to test some of the most difficult things that we thought that intimate and basel. So, whatever you say, they'll tell you that we are strengthening the laws. And so let the Supreme Court take it.
So, since I get sure anymore, Thursday, said the final verdict in the Bible to Jano. As on my no fine ben soon you be fast was psyche so that you bit me and who say judgment be able to jabia no you bit me the
Oh, I think that generally the people of Ghana have shown that we will choose peace, particularly Nipa Baby Masa. As a young man, I witnessed the overthrow of the Lehman administration, and I can tell you that I was a small boy.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that Nanyama Ankoye. Masa, answer me yabakwa koto bread. You have to get up early in the morning. Now I could a saline. O saline no we are. Or more barbeton bread now. There was shortage in the system. Those days they made it conditional sale. What you say? Conditional sale. Naturally say your ability to get one loaf of bread, you must buy matches. You must buy cigarettes. You must buy daily graphic.
As I crowd wait to me and your bread, you know.
So to be able to obtain a loaf of bread, it was conditional on your ability to buy daily graphic, to buy a box of matches, and to buy cigarette, whether you wanted the cigarette or not, because they wanted the economy to grow, and people were only interested in food. So they compelled things to happen. It was around that time, Masa, you'll be lucky. Say omo ye dokuno wahana okwa akoto. Okosa line no. One year they don't cook the kenke, they only mold it and you collect the kenke and now go home and go and cook. things were tough.
Yeah.
Under the military regime. Get out. They are taking you to unknown places. So the majority of people that have gone through or probably might have read some of these things. And it is that, fortunately, within the sub-region, Ghana has gone through so many military takeovers.
Yeah.
1966, 1972,
1975.
1975,
Yeah.
1979.
Yeah, 79.
And 1981. So, because of these things, majority of the people of Ghana say, okay, it is not because ACCC here, you think you are safe? You are not safe.
We wouldn't be, yeah.
I'm not safe. My family will not be safe. The fact that I am in opposition to the government does not mean that they will spare me. Until things will become tougher, people will run into exile. And because of that, everybody says hello. Even in our aggression, let's not pray that we will descend. And that is why I have hope that discernment will lead us to peace, even after the fall of March. It doesn't matter.
Now, 2 days now,
it doesn't matter the outcome. It doesn't matter what the Supreme Court says. And I'm not certain that I don't want to go there. But I think that it will end there. It may not go outside of Ghana. But if it doesn't go outside of Ghana, I'm sure that we'll accept the verdict. The verdict could be two ways.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's either
it goes
the petitioner
for the petition, and I said
the petitioner has won. The court may be requesting that you should do some constituencies or you should rerun
the elections. Yeah.
Or it will go in favor of the respondent, saying that they committed no errors and that the figures should stand. And then we can move on.
But will you be a you share electoral commission and will you more aggressive electoral commission? So and I say make us say now will mark electoral commission ye boot for boot. Generally, about one a concern the mouth.
Oh, not any of my baby and yeah, no be a CNN. Did we not warn that the way the electoral commission was going, the integrity of the process was going to be in question? Yankasa. Make
now processes and now processing the moon now.
And I said that the outcome, acceptability of the elections depends on the credibility of the processes. Sadanwa, Yako Kasai was the Academy of Arts and
Science and God. Sciences, yeah.
What you say? Sadano, I spoke estampo, I didn't carry a document. But when I sit down and I go, fortunately, my idea, because I go to your site and I see that you recorded everything. I didn't record it. So I go to listen to the things that I said. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Nobody paid heed. They see how you were the things that we said you could forecast. We said there was going to be trouble at registration centers. You saw the troubles. We said people were going to be denied. You saw it. I talked about the special group.
But where the people denied, you deny amount phobia moment.
Asa, Nipa Dudwa, and I can tell you, I will not mention, but people like chief directors and others, because Omunim said, oh, every year they open window to do voter transfer. So they registered here. And that's a time no Babeswa. They can transfer their votes to their constituencies of choice or origin. Did they do voter transfer this election?
Limited.
No, they didn't do voter transfer. Why mode on a transfer? Almost in school for.
School for and because it's limited.
And then why? Makoto Romidin will baby. Now I have to go there and go and transfer my vote. Meanwhile, he knew that he was going to transfer his vote to my constituency. Ochronidin, because he was part of some national assignment. He worked for, let me put it, he worked for the NIA. In the course of that, any mamintro midin waha, nasi eba transfer and nama transfer. They didn't do it. Most of you, the journalists and the security agencies, you didn't see what happened. the special voting, they couldn't vote. Because they couldn't, and somehow I spoke about all these things. And so sometimes when you are speaking, people take it too partisan. All these processes we are going through, do you know the cost to the nation? Every day, GTV will be broadcasting it live. And yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Other media houses take it live. Do you know how much it's going to cost?
And they cost power.
And so these were avoidable things and to me. We didn't. So we spoke. And I can't say, look, it was needless to engage in this exercise. Niama Bebra Electoral Commission can say they were going to obviate from a new voters register now. When they finished, was it not the same Electoral Commission that said that foreigners had registered into the voters register? And yes, I know.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
your foreigners be and just say when register.
Previously used to be Togolese. This election were told that they were Ivorians.
Oh
yes, almost they were Ivorians.
I mean, yes, I said only official statement from the EC.
We were told that they were Ivorians who had come into Ghana and they had registered. Meanwhile, the promise was that your new voters register will read it of foreigners. The Electoral Commission itself started complaining. The Electoral Commission itself issued voter ID cards. By the time they realized the voter ID cards were having the same serial numbers. And yes, sir, the Electoral Commission itself, Ebeka said the voters register was bloated. Electoral Commission was doing a new voters register. Those challenges were found in the new voters register. They did not listen. So we went into this thing with all the suspicions. It is those initial suspicions that build the tempo so much that the Electoral Commission people still have the view that from the beginning, it appears the Electoral Commission had some sinister.
But we said some duplicated serial numbers on voters' ID and cause trouble.
One of the things that happened, and I keep laughing, one of the rulings was that we should not use voter ID cards, old voter ID cards.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Salif Yakubu, why is when the registration was done, in the flight, and I say, Chairman, Salif Yakubu is the MPP parliamentary candidate for why is.
Okay.
And I can say, Chairman, you do na Electoral Commission say Monty Ayena do at on one Kasane constituency registration center. Because Obi Kojinaha would need any other document apart from the EC officials will go and ask him, go and bring your vote. Until me Kakachiro say, Medin at the follower to how would you spell it?
As a best spell,
because me, I mean, course.
That was who goes to Miss Valley.
Meant to me spell it. Into my bed in a hall, didn't the follower to para. Won't mean spell it. So, what do you need? They will go and bring your old ID card. The EC officials will now look at it and virtually copy what is there. Was it not the old ID card we were using? So when we sit in urban Ghana and we don't understand the peculiarities that confront us in the rural community, you make urban decisions and urban policies. When you go to the rural communities, you will suffer. Some of us, we have lived rural lives. We have suffered poverty. We understand the dynamics on the ground. We go around. Until when we are speaking for the general good of all. I cannot come and want to destroy my nation. But when you speak, people don't find it. Because, somebody has not gone to the rural setting. Who could see that? What do you say? Who could see that? So when you are relating things to what is happening, they don't understand. Many can say if you go to Zukuri, Zukuri, the people of Zukuri don't school in Ghana. They cross to go to Burkina Faso to go and school because the government of Ghana
Zukuri has... Zukuri
Zukuri after Namvili. In the Nadoli.
Nadoli, okay.
So when you go to Zukuri, the people go to Burkina Faso to go and school. So when Ukoduha, they speak more French than they can speak of English. Na so Obi ako school na Oba. Oba Ghana say Oba Betroni Dinya, now say Onye Ghanaian into one sign. You don't understand. Because your government has not provided school. And they want the awards to go to school. So they take them to the French system. They are learning French school. All these things, Ubeka. Those of us who are centered in Accra and privileged to be here, we take it, Naya Dani Gago. Some of us will speak village sense. Muntie Yang.
Jenny Bernard Mona and Edin Community, former immediate past chairman of the PNC, na or your political activist, political advocate in there, or no, you know, Edin Community Torchlight, Yadi so messages, 0277 860644, 0277 860644. Na Yena Yankee can be Biana, Yafama Lit 100.9. Where's my Jerry? Good evening. But tell the NDC man, but on your NDC man, or your PNC. Or your PNC. Whether they were Togolese or whatever, we have to stop them. Where you're Nanabuaje Berlin. And on there now, Nanabuaje, my address is the Panase PNC. What should I be before? When you say if the vaccine is only way to fight and reduce the number of killing and affected of COVID-19, then I am Koma Foster from Achema Yerebi suggest everybody should be involved. But continue to plead with the president or to the government to support the Ghana Association of Herbal Medicine so that they can also produce some medications or medicines for us. Tuchia Eye Kojo Oponkroma Mukaila Jonas. I said the appointment committee of parliament, especially the minority side, just envious of the eloquent Kojo Oponkroma for nothing but his brilliance. I mean, Oponkroma and NDC alone would have won them in 2020 elections. We see Mukaila Jonas said, yeah, and now on our song. And now, you expect to say your fourth in the studio, you're just 2 days ahead of us. Now, you're just a Supreme Court, the final verdict in the Baba. Until aftermath or the final verdict, and on the subsequently in Komobia will be a bit. But so far, yet to a baby, a banging session and to three. You share the work of the appointment committee. Me did say we follow. Any munwama about Betoja. Your assessment so far from 7th January up to date. I'm saying 7th March, and just 2 months.
My main share MP COVID.
Yeah,
and I have said that in the year 2020, yeah, Babaya campaign.
Now be microphone.
Yeah, Babaya campaign. The COVID protocols were thrown to the dustbin. 32 Bolamu.
Yeah, be campaign. That's correct.
COVID protocols.
Now what na you need in this? 2020.
2020 during the campaign.
And I'm saying now what, but
yeah, there was no COVID protocols because I was part of the campaign. I was part of the campaign, and at some point in time, I was doubting whether I didn't even have COVID because the 3 closest people around me who were always in my car. I mean, we got up one day and Charlie over to me. We were tired, so we had to go find some local herbs, steam ourselves for 2 days, and then we started our campaigns again. So if it was COVID, we are going. We didn't have time. What you say? Everybody, we threw away COVID protocols. Now all of a sudden, after the elections, the Ghana Health Services come and say that COVID numbers are Why would it not go up?
Now, and on the research, naturally say your campaigns now.
Why would it not go up?
Almost say Ulitide in a real one.
Which Ulitide?
Brunyano.
Did people mingle as we mingled during the campaign? We didn't sleep. And COVID will take advantage of you when you are tired. Say what him, sir. Because Yariabia will take advantage of you. And so we're tired. You worked. We mingled. We touched people. And in the campaign, somebody sees you and is excited. No, now see that corona. You can't do that. So we did the unthinkable. Go and check the voting queues and tell me that there was any COVID protocol observation.
And it was nil.
It was nil. So if we are having an escalation in our numbers, no one should come and give me a Buddha story here. It is that Yankasa, by our actions, and then make us say, now when the politician got what you wanted, you are not telling the people that, oh, COVID was on Monshe nose mark. We will listen. And that is why there is increase in suspicion say COVID crampono. Otherwise, it is not reality.
Sana nipa bi.
Oh, nipa do. And I just want to encourage say, we should do everything to avoid it. What you say? So I think that it's important that the actions that we take, we must know the after effect. Aside that, Mamenka said, since the Electoral Commission declared President Akufo-Addo, he's speedily put up his team of ministers, which is, I can't remember, apart from Akufo-Addo, say President Biwoho, and as soon after the elections, he submit his entire list of Nipa Omopese Omoya ministers.
Straight away.
Straight away. Until all the ministries that he wants to create or he wants people to occupy, he submitted the entire list once, boom. Not in
together with the regional minister.
Yes. Once, boom. Or the AMA appointments or the AMA parliament. Parliament referred it to the appointments committee. So it is encouraging. Naturally, say all call rounds in he was monitoring and identifying the people that he wanted to work with. So he didn't have difficulty soon after that. And I think that one of the things that he has done has saved the kind of petty aggression and infighting within the various the party in particular. Because as soon as President Akufo-Addo you hear this region, and Papa Way and Penasem, regional minister, you and say, Papa Way on say, in the Upper West region, they started fighting. They should move the regional minister. He didn't support a parliamentary candidate. He did this and this. The president simply went and shut all of them by renominating the person. When you do that, you down these internal pecking. What you say? The pecking that will happen. And see, I think that I commend him for that steadfastness that he's been able to do so. And I'm certain that if the appointment committee had done that their work and they are finished, soon after that, in consultation with the ministers anyway, but there has never been consultation. Because a deputy minister is supposed to be appointed in consultation with the minister. But in most instances, the president chooses who he wants to be a deputy to you. Presidency constitution say.
Yes, will consult
me.
This is a deputy ministers. But what assessment or appointment committee this time around?
I think they've done a yeoman's job. I went for a few of them. That also became even a problem on social media. And I was laughing at people because majority of the people who were even attacking me don't know that sometimes I get a call from President Akufo-Addo. Yes, sometimes I also send him messages to wish him well and to wish his family. But when there is something that, in my opinion, doesn't sit well, I'll condemn and I'll criticize. Even those whose vetting I attended, those I could talk to. I will tell you that on this one, you did well. On this particular subject, I disagree with your position.
Oh, so you've spoken to some of the nominees?
Oh, yes. In fact, I went to Parliament to go and sit in and observe the vetting of some of them. And some of them, those that I have their contacts, I would just call you and say, yes, you did well on this subject. Congratulations. But on this subject, I swear, but I disagree with you. I speak to them. I would disagree with you with the force that I can marshal. It's not a fight. And so, me call social media. Some of the people just started putting so many things, and I'm getting closer to the appointees. And I said, oh, so when I go for somebody's vetting, it means that the person will go and take his salary and come and give me. I mean,
it's a book call for observation.
I went to observe, and some of them are my friends. Some of them were in school together. Some of them, my family, my brother, for instance, in the US, some of them, when we meet in the US and other places, we are family. So when we come here, they don't, I see them as brothers. So when they are going to be vetted, I go to them as vetted, not because they are MPP people. You understand? Miankasa Michiriba, the person that comes directly after me, Professor Dekomene, he lectures in the United States of America. He is an MPP. Mami Bako and Papa Bako and Omo. He belongs to a different political party. Me too, I belong to a different political party. Why? We don't agree. And if you ask the vice president knows that my brother is an MPP.
Yeah.
If you ask J.H. Mens, he's passed.
Yeah, they saw rest in peace.
You understand? My brother, when he was last president at Legon, they went and brought the World Bank president to come to Legon to come and speak. You know what we mean by less? Legon Economic Student
Society, okay.
He was the president. And so people don't even know that me, the person who gave birth to me and gave birth to my brother, me and my brother, we don't share the same political orientation. As we speak, my brother still believes that Trump won the United States of America election. Yes. So, and we have different opinions. So you are saying that the Minuano or Bar will not go to the same house to go and eat our TZ together. Simply because he belongs to MPP and I don't belong to MPP, I belong to my PNC. So some of the people, they don't even know. So you just allow them. And sometimes when you want to attack me, you even rather incense some of my family members. For instance, Fadil Dapula, very well known. He's my direct cousin. When I'm hungry, I go to the house and I say, Uncle, sometimes my uncle will pull my ear and say, look, you are still our son. You can't be doing the kind of things we are doing. Hey, so because of that, you go and crucify me. So I went. Some of them, they answered well. They didn't do well. And I think that this time, the appointment committee has been very meticulous. Probably because of the numbers. And if the people of Ghana will always know and give us this kind of parliament, it will help us.
Yes, your parliament way. What do you expect from them?
I expect them to scrutinize everything. Everything ever parliament. They should open page by page, word by word, letter by letter. They should seek expert advice on some of the things. For instance, you have Third World Network Africa.
Yeah.
They do a lot of policy analysis to check the benefit of the policies to the people. You have Center for Policy Alternatives, Dr. Sule Garbamo. They are also there. They can advise. You have Imani Ghana. You have Center for Democratic Development. You have IDEC. Of course, some of these institutions, they only have name, but they don't have content. But you need to get to them. Then they can also advise from their own civil society organizations so that Oko Parliament now could debate on the issues. You understand? Some of them will give you, this is the position, this is what we think. Now also, what doing Oko Parliament, you'll be able. For instance, we have the oil and gas group.
Your face, Ben Boachi.
Yes,
yeah.
Fantastic young man. They are doing very well and they have expertise in the oil and gas.
Yeah.
I thought, and I must commend them, I thought that because Anta Amewu were the initial persons who started this thing, let's do something to favor the governing party. But you can see that those young people are there, they are doing their expert jobs. The issue statement, they organize press, they criticize. And I'm so impressed about them that because of that, when we are doing our analysis or our criticism, we should tone down. They do it because omoye expert. So this parliament can benefit from some of the resources of some of these institutions. You have NIPA to say Professor Raymond Atugubenko, almost me abwa, to give you guidance now. So I expect this parliament to do a thorough job to save the people of Ghana from the waste that used to characterize our nation. And above all, I think that near echoes who are vetting appointment committee is testimony.
Because they say Mumi and Sandia, the NDC caucus,
and if they don't agree, and I think that the law says that you must at least get 50% of the votes. Otherwise, you are rejected. And once you are rejected, outright, you cannot be resubmitted. I think so. So those people may not get the opportunity. And some of them really, some of the responses they gave, you will not buy them. Say the minister for agri.
Yeah.
He was pompous.
But I guess I behavior here.
Were you MP before?
Yeah, I know.
You have become minister. You know that this job, tone down. You can be pompous without being insulting. But when you are like, what? People will have issues. Because you are going to work with human beings.
Yeah.
Is that what you are saying? You are going to work with human beings. So if your demeanor is abrupt, and you alone cannot do the job. And so we want to check your temperament, the way you relate with people. All those things are factors that the MPs will be checking for. That this person can work with a team. Because going to the Ministry of Agri, hey, me, I have said that if I become president, I'm going to combine Ministry of Agri, Trade and Industry as one ministry.
Agri, Trade and Industry
as one ministry.
And then you can say it.
The Minister for Trade is formulating policy about trade. What is your major sector in this economy?
Now, so we know the industrialization.
No, what is your major sector? Industry is not your major sector. Your major sector is agri. And the Ministry of Trade and Industry is different from the Ministry of Agri. Agri, they are producing so much. Ministry of Trade is also interested in industries, development of industry. But the industries may not factor the production in your country. So at the end, you'll be exporting raw material and creating industry for other things that you probably don't produce. See what I'm saying? You are trading. So you'll be doing a lot of importation when if you were combined, you could have been doing more exportation because your major sector is agri. And so you should have somebody who have expertise in agri and can also work as a trade, or you have a deputy. So you can have a deputy for industry, you can have a deputy for agri, and you can have a deputy for trade. But the ministry should be one, so that they will fuse together to see how the produce we have, we will be able to convert some into some industrial goods, manufactured, either into semi or final goods. What you are saying? So that we can have some standard. And we are trading. So the excess that we have, we also look for market for it, and then we trade. So you can see that we'll be augmenting our export. And when you augment your export, your terms of trade will improve. When your terms of trade improve, your balance of payment will look good.
Okay.
And when your balance of trade is looking good, it means that your economy is doing well. This is what we don't do.
Blending the agri.
Yes, because you must identify
together with the trade
the sectors
and industrialization.
You must work that way. And so when you have somebody that is dealing with the most important sector, after all, any agri the agri will ensure that we get to eat directly. And yes, sir. Agri will also make sure that we are able to produce the meat. If it is poultry, we have to produce the maize and other things to do food supplements to take care of the poultry, to feed them. And so that sector is about our survival. Now, sir, you go there as our minister, and the posturing you are putting forward is an abrupt one. I think that it will give you a problem.
Oh, ministers, we also say, and to say, a woman called the house on the wall, and just some of you two more now. One more
I think that my major concern with him, I mean, unfortunately, he is my schoolmate. He's a custodian.
A custodian, yeah.
And so
it's
with pain that I have to say this. But Kojo Opon Nkrumah was the 82% shareholder of Oval.
83%. Because just the reasons I want to mind, Kojo.
And then
I say that the minister designated for information was not the least handled with a committee on the multiple infractions of the law leading to the Bank of Ghana's revocation of the license of Oval Microfinance, a company in which he was 83% majority shareholder. Now, which was he failed to admit ethical liability for the related party lending between Nova Microfinance and West Brownstone, which also belongs to him. I'm saying, I don't see another reason. And I think,
so
No.
that day when
Mhm.
Motaka asked all the questions, and
Yeah.
we finished, I was around. I just did like this. And then my guy said, why? I said, wow.
Get closer. I'm saying, Facebook now for 1 month. I won't say be I send the best. Say 1 month.
Me see,
Uh-huh.
I just did like this.
Yeah.
Me here say pep.
Mhm.
And on movie side, me say, hey, this man very eloquent.
Yeah.
You understand? Fluid.
Mm.
And then you go and mess up. I'm 82% shareholder of a company.
Mm.
You think, say me 82% shareholder. Now me company ekopebisia.
Now we are aware.
Nyame.
But honestly speaking, so this question about a trick I was in my office there.
Yeah.
I'm say, honestly, a trigger me back.
Yeah.
I just
You are
kept
not
me, I just
aware,
kept it.
you don't care that you have put investment, you are the largest shareholder, and you don't care how the thing is managed. No matter who is the director, who is managing, they will have to seek. Because as
the majority
shareholder,
to the extent that the majority in the cry 83%. Yeah.
If there is going to be liabilities, una overbear the brunt.
The more.
And so, what were you running away? Oh, I was away. We took this loan. It went bad. You understand? It's a mark of integrity. But if you want to outsmart, and the people had documents to show, what you say? You don't even know how they got to get those documents. It's possible that some of your staff even gave it to you.
Yes.
And so, and so what he was doing, I felt that no, it was not good of my fellow. He's a fellow custodian. He came after me when I left UCC. But it's important to state that I thought that he could have done better than that particular thing. That notwithstanding, probably my view, candidly, was that Parliament should call him. He's an asset. He's a young man.
Okay.
They should find a way to let him know that even as you perjured the Parliament, that because it's perjury.
Because you lied under oath. Yeah.
You lied under oath. If we could find a way, because I think that is a young man. I disagree with him on his political views. In fact, when this COVID issue came, CNN also called him as our Minister for Information, and he dealt very well with the questions that were asked. So when I met him, I said, yeah, you did well, but the things you said, I disagree with you totally. They said, hey, fellow. I said, no. They said, yeah. I said, those, and I said, no, I disagree with you, but I'm happy as you are my minister, and I was so excited to see you, shine when you were called by the so-called big media, international, and then you showed that Charlie Unimniaoka. So I'm happy, but you know that on the ground, the things you said, they are not true. And he said, well, I said, you are not giving us free water. You say you are giving us free water.
No, but that's not one my free water.
Tanker services. The 2 million or the billion that they said you are going to use to be deploying tanker services to areas that there is no water. No.
Services in the area.
So I told him that it is not true. But I was happy the way he was able to confront and handle the persons who were handling him. He portrayed a good image for my country, and I was excited. But personally, I told him that. And if you ask him, he'll tell you that. So that is me. That I will appreciate you for at least saving the image of our country. But I'll tell you that the things you did were wrong. And that's what I told Kojo Opong. So if you saw me, for instance, that Kojo Opong from us vetting, then you think that, hey, I'm getting closer to him. You don't even know that we were schoolmates. When we were holding our balls, where were you?
Okay, may I take you straight away back to COVID, because what can be said on penning the public vaccination now, a bit creating more mistrust. Sanaga.
Fortunately, when I was speaking, na Carlos Ahinkra and Naziru, we were the three on the show. Come now, your program maker. You have brought in, or you received 600,000
doses
of the COVID vaccine. Government of Ghana said they are targeting 20 million. We don't even have 1 million yet. So we are talking about 19 2,400,000 more that the government of Ghana is expecting. When they will come, we don't know. Ghana's population is in excess of 32 million estimated.
Yeah, estimated.
If you want the people of Ghana to be vaccinated, we should be having in excess of 30 million. That is how to say that this thing is real.
Yeah.
Now, vaccine no abba. You want to choreograph, you want to endanger confidence in the people. And Mathieu Nipa Bebre, and I'm saying that, look, common sense is not common. And if some people don't have common sense, we should apply common sense. Yeah. One, the president wanted to show that, look, at the end, all the conspiracy theories say, yeah, inject Obama Bewu. And anyway,
the myths surrounding
somebody said that Akufo-Addo has finished giving birth. So he said, it doesn't matter. But all the myths that were said, president wanted to cure it. And that is good leadership. Ukodru hono. Uhu vaccine. Papa, Enra Ocean Uhu vaccine.
Honestly speaking, Enra president was Miakasanamo hospital.
Nobody saw the vaccine. All that we saw was that they had come and I think it was here.
Yeah, and left.
Yes, it was here. Then he turned somewhere. After a while, he turned. Number two, me. Osi corona inti maminchi ya ubi. Name say young amamremu. Which year be? It's a sign of respect.
Respect, yeah.
And high. And yes, sir.
But coroninti,
coroninti yenchia. Coroninti. We don't hug to show compassion. Now, my president goes, they want to do him. Nurses no more shake glove. Now, I could so president. So, if the president had corona, is it possible? Because the reason why we don't touch people is that yet me touch ya, now yet they are. And yes, sir. So the nurse was touching.
But what is the health person? Oh, may explain.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. Oh yeah. Assuming the president had corona.
Yeah.
My view is that it's possible the nurse could have attracted it. Or if the nurse also had corona, they could have given it to our president.
To the president, yeah.
That was not good show. Now, make and same way in the studio.
Yeah.
And they produce it.
Yeah, you were on the YouTube live.
Yes. Meanwhile, Carlos Ahenkrafa phone. When I was talking, he called.
That's how they see.
Say, oh, hand gloves bibi, because everybody was watching. And then all of a sudden, I've seen that people have gone to bring UK Prime Minister there. I said, okay. So if they don't have common sense, it means that we should not also have common sense. We are not in normal times.
Yeah.
So vaccination there, you don't need to wear hand gloves. No? Are we in a normal vaccination period? Is it a polio vaccination? Yeah. Is it a CSM vaccination? Is it a yellow fever vaccination? This is COVID that Obia in himself. It is so deadly, it's infectious. So much that we can even have lockdown. So everything we must do, we must ensure that we do it so that people can have confidence.
Yeah.
So if the newspapers go and capture it and say that what I said, I don't have a problem. This is what I said. And I think that my ordinary common sense tells me that COVID is transmissible.
But I don't know, it's a dia walking a person that they mistrust at the benefit anymore. How? Because again, who vaccine in Tirana?
I write that in some American, that is what I have just told you. So if a newspaper or your portals decide to write Mr. Trust, must I be crucified for your editorial actions?
Okay.
You have chosen what you want to write, and now I should come and sue you.
So you didn't use the word say.
I'm saying that the confidence we are looking for was non-existent. In any case, Enra, I'm sorry I'm mentioning my brother Carlos Ahenkra's name. Enra, make us say, look, if the president wanted us to believe, there should have been yesterday, he should have gone to see that some people were already taking the vaccine. And then they will give the president protocol. Say also Betanasi.
But because sure, yes, or no professor your face.
Because Nipa Duduano engine D. Because you know the suspicion. They are saying that why? What is the proof that Niamude injected president?
Say son about Fokade.
So what
Yeah,
you say?
it's true.
And so, in order that people can believe that near president in a year, you know, the president should have gone to meet some people doing it. They say, "Okwa to aba na nipa esa liar," but they granted him. When I was going to vote, people were in the queue. All these people were in queue. But because I'm a candidate, I was granted that opportunity to come and cast my vote. My wife casted the vote, and then we left, and then the people. So the president should have gone there when people were already doing it. Now, they will do it. It gives the public imagery that we wanted to do. We lost the opportunity to capture the nation along. But I'm saying, as Lawyer Hammer will say, we call him Lawyer Hammer, that he is in Wow. He's looking for where they are vaccinating, and that he doesn't want the 600 vaccine to finish before.
But does he fall within the category of persons? You expect
he's the state attorney. State attorney.
Oh yeah. Okay. Or fully within.
In any case, you brought 600 doses.
Yeah.
You are going to select. Until when you finish selecting, what will happen?
Then the would you are the Canada woman is
that, in all honesty, if we don't want to do some his speech show today, the 600 should have finished. Oh yes. We have 16 regional centers. Greater Accra alone. Let's say that Greater Accra. Just imagine the epicenters.
Yeah.
Then you spread it.
Because we have about 25 districts. Greater Accra. One more.
Yeah, understand. So if you send it there, I'm saying that by this time the 600 should have finished. But we want to do show. At the end also, the Baba say yeah, fan say the Baba show. So we have to go there. Then MC Baba no more one. The minister Baba no more one. Chief director Baba no more one. So that what, Master, we didn't come here to do charade. We came here so that we'll be able to cure ourselves. But maybe so. So when you take the COVID vaccine, nose mask.
There be Obeche. Then the health professionals
until you still do social distancing.
Yeah, social distancing.
The protocols will still be
all the safety protocols.
So what is the vaccine supposed to do?
Prevent you, boost your immune system.
So therefore, it means that this nose mask, the washing of your hands, and all things will remain.
Yeah.
So why are we over glorifying the vaccine as if when the vaccine comes? When you go and do polio, they tell you to go ahead because you are immune from polio. And yes, sir. So why is it that when we do COVID, we are not immune from COVID?
Oh, but also, said the COVID here, no, novel, because they say I'm out for a woman who saw from
COVID-19 to COVID-21.
Okay. Very interesting, sir. It doesn't mean say what vaccine and what you immune to it, you know. It means say we do when I go attract it.
So now we can go and play our football in the Zongo. We can go and eat together. We can go to the club. On my birthday, the day before yesterday, we were looking for a place to go and sit down with the family. We couldn't find
one. When your baby, and then you feel
baby no more bonum no cramp.
At that form, baby wants to have a corner song, and your baby and gossip. But we were inside. We can do it.
I will not tell you, but somewhere in the Labone, we got some place, and we even got some people to come and do it for us. And I was excited. I'm out for Bachile.
So, do you think, say, the fight against COVID-19, enough?
I think that we wasted so much resources, and the political leadership did not show good enough leadership, particularly during the campaign period.
Oh, okay.
And the level of suspicion is so akoso. And the kind of videos, when they started this vaccine trials in the US, you have to say lawyer be not only COVID. As soon as they did it, the person got COVID. And all the conspiracy theories that are ongoing. So it's important to say, I advocate that, look, as much as possible, let's go into the vaccine. But hey, Minuya Johan Blake. Johan Blake, the Olympic athlete.
Olympic athlete, yeah.
He said he prefers not to go for the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Than to go and take COVID vaccine. And there are many, many people. And Johan Blake is a huge personality after Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
You know, remember that Omoko Okoye Jamaican meet, and Usain Bolt was part of the race. Johan Blakes beat Usain Bolt in the race. And then they said that the world's best runner is not Jamaica's best runner.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember
So
very well.
if you have a personality
Very
like Johan Blakes that believes that, look, you can strip me of my Olympic title and my chance to go and participate in but I will not go and do the COVID vaccination. It means that something is wrong. Johan Blakes on or to US, he knows what is going on. And so it is important that all of us, worst of all, Minya, when you go to the United States of America, they don't have malaria.
Yeah,
when you go to Britain, they don't have malaria.
Yeah.
When you go to Canada, they don't have malaria. In fact, when you go to those countries and you suffer malaria, they quarantine you. And yes, sir, they quarantine you. So there are things.
So it means
there are things that they don't know. So the way COVID is going, and all the symptoms of COVID are closer to malaria. So it means that we could have even developed a better vaccine in Africa for the world, and not the opposite.
Okay.
Because why? You've forgotten that it was Donald Trump that said that chloroquine and those things could be used to cure to cure COVID. COVID. Chloroquine for malaria. And yes, sir. And then we even graduated beyond chloroquine because of the side effects and what have you. And we brought in other medications. Why is it that our pharmaceuticals were not empowered? That given our ability to combat COVID, like malaria, and COVID has all the elements. You get fever, you get cold, you become weak and all that. They are elements of malaria. The vaccine is not coming from us. It's coming from without us.
Yes.
And so all these things generate the kind of suspicion.
Okay. How you need 100.9? Yene Bernard Mona, the immediate past chairman of the PNC, then a political analyst, political advocate, on the Yene community, Ahmandi, them that I'm say, I'm for Sujano, Ediogum. But my Facebook line and messages, and we will say happy to hear from this great man once again. Bell regards to him, but his voice is very low. So I hear it. In fact, Facebook, more and voice no low, more fun and chair pan say due to one or two technical hinges. Keep the fire burning, my boss, and you are internationally admired. And the sky is your limit. Way to Honorable Man. Where you're from, Honorable Necho Goriyiri. Goriyiri.
Nestor.
Nestor.
Oh,
okay, good.
The assemblyman for
Goriyiri, okay.
Goriyiri Kandomene.
Wow. Okay, so Nestor Goriyiri electoral area on the free by Jesse Mano Banahene. I'll say the reasons given by the minority and based on appointment committee are not only absurd but funny and beat human comprehension. Something level-headed Ghanaians cannot fathom. They have proven that they are there for their own partisan interests and do not have the nation at heart. It's just for the politics of it and nothing else. You see? And not say. Okay. We also say with a concerted effort, we shall overcome this virus. Let's take the protocols very serious. Thank you. Walanyo, or say conspiracy theory and perception is somehow gone after both political leaders took the job. What makes who's that? And that's with JDM Sakako and one idea. JDM Makowo, vice president.
I saw on his
on the timelines and so. Yeah. Mangusa Wako.
Yeah.
According to say we need a big boost amount for confidence levels.
Well, those who will do this because they believe in NDC and NPP or PNC, they will do that. But Johan Blakes is somebody I admire.
Yes.
In 1989, I did 100 meters 9.20. And Hussein Bolt came and did 9.5. And I must say, you're well best. I could not even be a best in Sankana, but my record is higher than it. So I admire those athletes. And there are people.
I don't know BT, Hussein Bolt times. I think, sir, or so Baka could deny for 1 year. na wasese anwea no e de agu bag ma bonachi no wahye mpawo so so e de ye training sans what me be this record.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so the point I'm establishing is that
Yeah.
there are people who don't believe in NDC
Okay.
and MPP,
Okay.
PNC, but they believe in athletes.
Mm.
They believe in musicians. They believe in other artists.
Okay.
And so you think that everything in Ghana is about political leadership.
But everybody kwakwa there because I was I said their lawyer be or wo also everybody kwakwa there.
Me. I make a nipa no amochro omudi.
But you just sounds who you big man in it. You're a big man.
I'm a farmer.
Hey, now farmer you big man.
Remember
Remember hey, basa ukrom kwa mo fa so ya pork. Any pito no just say maka wasema.
Master, oh you're correct.
Charlie.
Oh you're correct.
Pork ni pito no.
See.
Jesus Christ. He told him.
Onya pork.
Well, me driver na no come on.
Pork bean. Onya bean na odi kosi mutumwa. Master.
My goodness. I'm telling you. And na me can na ma for bu afu me no. Eh sa pork no enkran ha wunya bi wo be bia.
No, you can't get even the pito.
Na kwa na pito no kwa pito correct one.
Pito correct one.
Calabash papa bi. Ave me gwa dia me bo afi wo mo fra me UTV me bo report ni say ya na me Oh, in fact, I really enjoyed.
People really, don't know that you know Sankara. You know where I stay.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. They said I will feel me next visit. We have a call space. And mummy open and
you don't know.
Okay.
So tell your colleagues who think that the 5 northern regions get some desert. Tell them.
Oh yeah. Oh no, me be wo. Me kra me kind. Me kind. But now him say me ba be call. Another be
so buy you. I didn't even get time for you.
Oh yeah. So kotoaba and you dear chira me cry. But at least that few moments in the cry now, I saw a lot of things and because northern region said ya dream say northern region you be masa anya like that too. Obi catch them say make commission you na me kwa kraman. Na me say how aden kraman ya to say na a ponche koko
delicacy.
Na me say ade na momo ka na ye special delicacy o.
Make a share Conrad. When say Conrad.
Conrad ni nyina ni age. Ye special delicacy no just say wo ansa na obenya bi kura to no.
Ade no ansa no mo bekwa akokunu no kura. Now people have taken part.
Ansa. But Charlie, honestly speaking, I really enjoyed the northern parts of the country.
You should come there.
That was my first time though.
Yeah, I suspected. Where you called me to find
out.
Oh
yes, good. Mame kwa omane so na me ne metiefo no ye monkomo na Bernard Mona e wa Hamza Hotel Kaje o aye the torchlight na to so wate it also bre na nkoma agedi so far the governance system no said ya no amekwa abato no nsam ye hwe ne mu yawada wa kire mu appointment committee jubedi COVID fight baby e dia ba bedru ni nyina ye de ho komo so wadwen kire e bo ho 03022 4354 03022 57902 57902 Oba no body tell no for France be me ba to ma jo me mo ajo okay na woman foforo ma jo
me ju so na bo ma je
yes man there's a
yanko pa da roma na ya kasa fitabura
and I you too Bernard wa
ma me mo abaso na menchia Eastern Regional Secretary Yeraji of KONADU na menchia MPP Abanga AK Obia Bedidi and I Yera Kandamwa Obiari on a Smechian Papa my dear me pese me bisa Yera Bernard Mona nyasa
pepe
Bibisa say Nana Danko Kukwado wabeka kunyensu mfie nani enti uhu se papa na ya de pabia etwa so obona baso ana
okay
ena da bia no the NDC be ye good but the MPP be ye so
but nana ya what is said na obo nana do abaso say ohwa mampanyimfo a o mabai kura na ohu bi a yato abama na wie na immediately na no na appointment gbira oda kokoma eyemrahye bedwafo na ma ewie mu nyina attending obona na do abaso ana
honorable maje no pe me eyura benamona asempa o you be am pe na asempa because me ne pito e wo sukura pito so obisano nana no sukura enti me penasem but
Okay.
metreno omano MPP NDC CPP ye nyina ye bia sɛ ye bia wo sɛ no NDC so ye na nya onka.
Okay, Mate.
Ba mo nyina gba bi fa ko ye beto agba ihwe ni ade a no ye eko NDC na eko credit tension ade to oman mu enye fine.
Bedase. Thank you very much, man, for free. Majo.
Yeah.
Yes, man. We did the baby akasa free.
Within the impact,
If I kasa free,
the cassette, I will go.
yetio, yanko.
I'm again. I have food in my gut. Oh, sir, you are Ghana, you are really, you are the unique nose mask and a sanitizer.
If I radio be bell. Man, call for me. Man, call for.
Nipa be ba be go so. Enti awon se o say ana oton ade. Nya bro. Bawo asa won sana. Sana o say ele be go so ana o se ade a. O se ska mo bia. O wie awuko bi so. Tam be na be o be sana tai o sam. Na ya re na de ke o kra dada. Be se Ghana for say. The me say ya de ko
Okay.
Those masks and sanitizer no class. No one else
But that's no what doing Charles Odia ba me ba cho ba jo eh. Oh, we to be na Majo. Yes, sir.
Na pom ti say.
Yami ado mo call pusiga nigga. Better pusiga of high. Apa is masa konwa no tum na mi bisa asem say Abrant ya promise me confirm be 2 years ago
pusiga no eben sankase
okay
betimi akofa bi
ho
omo kotogo they just ride motorbikes and then mfa do mo kodidwa Togo na o masan ya ba
masa Editina pusiga de gan me fa ma obi mo no because I confirm no my have you twice
Mama Joe na me chia pious be the banking
yo
me madam for honorable Boniface ene mo chi sabo abankwaya bo kan enti honorable PNC chairman na ti onu
former PNC chairman
nya current
Debbie
na den oyede na olu city no
na wawo
I say na nka ope Edward mama position no
Baza Debbie ejisa
ya betre ye nua no te dia me nua be kasa no ni kasati ana wo ye me nua sem ni dia na maybe say no say adena ya NDC omo dia na omo ko han no na ono ko ye kasa ma for ma NDC for
ono na kasa ma for the man NDC for
omo ko demonstration nya ono na ono ko si plat na kasa one was
does it mean say or ye kasama for the man NDC and a Kobe original na ideologies in you believe in it now we join and that's all kasama for the mazebe
individual na nye political kuo nko dia ono your life now NDC dia NDC dia omo pe power omo be criticize MPP na omo ata baba mu enti ona Benedmona dia na onu dia 1% PNC beba power ye party no
okay
kibe
Jani ajaye
o mama na kibe mbra power
pusiga
nega me da say ba me fa we beba cho ba jo e
good evening
yes man
opinion the same
ya me ado moko eti o
me da say favorite point ni fe
okay
yo make sure no stay and buy you da be na odin Stanley Mate beba ho
Stanley Mate yeah men na arrange Stanley beba because you so mun 7 there or beba why
2 months
Kafra
what you been at Bona only begin who you
sir
yes because issues about issues at them sheyali aba she gay asem ya yeke now who been at Bona better asem na yenkwa na nurse na okwa president friend say pandie no o she blues president o cover
Oh, you may go on.
Na COVID no bi wa COVID na ya twra bɔ ne moma so.
If you say, oh, say, so I shall go, sir. Oh, yeah, but me, I friend saying, a go, but me, I'll run in, sir. When you big deal, come in, papa, get the Asama Bayeka, Jalia Bayeka, we, and no, they would say, I'm probably a politician. Oh, where dear, Mr. Bona, where dear, intriguing, Hong Kong, Nayaliaba.
Okay, panel crowd also be kwakɔ na no bi ana didi nkran ka o. Beba cho ma joy.
Major so champion Marjorie.
Na na ma kweti o.
Marjorie anyi ma mu abaso. Yenga to oye adwumade ma o man Ghana. And the start media na. Amo Marjorie yanka ne kwan ne kure. Aye anya NIC ono. Aye ma chi me de madam fi e ko fa ne ma de ne ko. Marjorie almost brewu su pa. Aye ma chi ma ko aye ma chi ado but be around be 2 mo na me de madam for ne ma ko e. Yes, if you want thing, and yes, no, Sagamati, no much in India, Anya, and I saw you soon call you. Marjorie, the Mr. Brad, Mona say, oh no, Marjorie, the musician, oh, to Gunana.
Maza Kazani uncle.
Oh, now, Matilda, say, oh, yeah, the musician expert, I don't ever lose in the city, you know.
Na demonstration when in bro shall say yeah demonstration.
Oh, yes, in terms
of demonstrations.
Because also the nanado I dem o kumi preko demonstration
because international professional demonstrator me fear demonstration oh Togo am Togo for and the way I'm PNC at your position. The beyond than to mark about NDC for no customer NDC. Demonstration beyond is be on a customer for that demonstration. But then, on the platform, on party, on pana. Some party, I'm going to almost before me NDC for you, some for me NDC for. Me, or yes, so about we had papa, I got on.
Okay.
At that much, when I cast and say, the papa for another one say, about Bema on the first presence of 14 ministers in Tempa. But the papa about we are for the 15 year back.
May that say, I may find next one. Maybe cho, Memo, yes, I yet you.
Mike, and I want to say,
Yamia don't go.
Me didn't know was coming free dance maybe.
Okay.
Mike and baby. When you continue to go, what's the main country do you, papa, now born more than
you.
That's a big my west, and here now. That's over there with my west. Mike, none baby. Any area doctor or say, a bit too. The better, not the better, or some other better, young man.
And I said, when him said, Doctor, or say, you'll do chum, dear. And my platform is so, what basso crabbe in Prino. Menno, Eddie, and come on,
very good man.
Yeah, it's but the mess and baby. But I said, make train the edgy to movie and have your match on a better.
I say, oh no,
good.
Oh, yeah, but never twice, twice.
No, me, you know what you want to mean. Me, the other will be my mind. I can't see any baby or play. And you need your oil.
Oh, Mammy, if I were, maybe I talk, my joy. Yet you. Yes, I go. Yet you.
Aha, Majority money at your power. And a tea for the listeners. The old pioneer. It is a public episode Tambiano. Omuties uncle for it is a beginning or educated public now. On her how will be here, on doing or mine first. Because Yana Nam be my baby and Omoko, and now almost so twasso, and Qualasso de actually. It is a yare aba ɔman nyinaa so na sɛ president na timi ayɛ na sɛ yɛn Africa yɛn po yɛtimi anya bi a na sɛ wo educate public na mentwe public na dwen nkɔ so sɛ wo na dodo etie odoso te wo twe public na dwen nkɔ so sɛ ebi a ɔma awo bi no be de hu sɛ na nado de na ɛsɛ nkokodi lema it is hu sɛ wo yɛ different person. He's a president. We show example.
But one person nkodi lie mo. Ɔse ɔkɔ na amanfo bi wɔ kra na sɛde ayɛ to aba president ekoto former president wo mo koto ayɛ mo protocol no ɔno amu no kra no koto ha sa na
ɔka. Na one kasa manje hu sɛ ne papa yi kan nipa dodo sɛ na be diketi omo e de omo ayɛ good and ayɛ bad because unim sɛ wo obi ɔkasa nkɔfo tie no na wan so unim sɛ akwaya papa ifa so a yenye aduro ni bi no ense se wo cancer because kasa bi wo a wo ka Ghana education no isa eche homa enim no edo so che homa enim enti wo kasa atun ko fadwi ma wo pesa wo kire se
okay Mate me dan say
no kwa na me ne nya adwen but ni nneoma o ye nyina wo interview aye me ne nya adwen wo ni nyina
okay
e ya no ahwe
me dan say how you need to point now ma me fa we me ba to ma joy oh my next one na yes we bit my for 2 calls me ba to ba do
Mr. Mike,
yes yeah me ado ba ko yeti
unia amponsa prof chokoni.
All right.
Memasa mebo abaso ni di edi bo mangana. Me chia MPP abanga. Eki obi abedidi. Ene mi ame madie nyina kene kodwo damwa. Commissioner of Ghana Custom papa ne boy duma pa nya mishran. Kene me die mia me bra Bernard mo na enye mo wanwa. So unse la se ikro ka se o ka se e krama nam na ede e no kre because dano ye coach bi o beri bi o pa me yan kasa mani tua enti no o ka nya wanwa na demonstration so de minim so wa ye bi because the whole Ghana o ka obi a wa ye demonstration a obi en wa obi ti ni no atoto no na ka me sra ni say enka ge ba yi ke ya ba ye Christmas enka obi ye demonstration na ko wa ye bi etia na no de ase ba ye de me hu demonstration wa kana no atomo do
sa we ya sure say wa kana no atoma na wona wonti bibi mfiri ne ho
boss so de bi a we demonstration president indika bibi san ko ya na ke so di nachi
okay
but wa kana no atomo do
okay Medan say, how you need 100 points na me for last one na me and the calls. Me ba to ma joy.
No, mini amijizu.
It is a
Awo mini aboko abojo se ba ku pe na sumo.
Yes you.
Awoshi you. Ni ameda se mi metia ubia machia me peni his excellency. Na ku bodo be me na uboduma ko to sa Ghana po ebu didi wo. Mini a papa o si we de bodo be na bona. Ene de so oda na NDC view.
Obia oye wa contesting the party ticket e wona Doli Kalio ozo NDC ni
ke bilikura ebe tikura on kind favor of PSU or kind favor of NDC ndini onya ko ti on card do preko ni enyu on ni tu se we NDC na media le ko wa mebo abaso the quite fast so new ebe to Ghana ne bi pesi say in remember if you pesi ko wonu no on go wonu enye my boss ye boss so ko wo
okay
ye ready dey be wo I said ye tun down ma community ko ye you get ma akọ my ebe firi mu na amanfo o ma se ngo won town ye ku won na bi wo kwa won na pe mi me da se
Beda say na wo so wadwe kira de obi bia ofre bia me da se ha na be di si papa na ye ba the latter part kai say citizen I Ghana for so e wa ha ye no mo ebedi nkomo no mame ko uncle Bernard. Now you've seen the perception of people about you in our political space. Nipani binom no use to say who you belong to the NDC and now when the NDC and they call Nakra. But before that, what is your position on the LGBT?
Oh, say makase omo ye gay, lesbian, transgender.
Yeah.
bisexual.
Bisexual, the queer.
Queer. And intersex. And you feel almost saying. Omo dream. Say omo ya America for ya wo omo Ghana. Say omo kwa America. Because you see, I know me cramp my dream. Me say me to Cuba. So I have to be transported to Cuba. I don't know. Yeah, because I feel like I'm a Cuban. And say, almost say when you feel like it's your right.
It's your right. Yeah.
They should grant you your right. So I've condemned it. Me say omo dream in the home. What you say? Me jina hoyi. Hard boy.
Oh yeah, Brant.
Then somebody will come and want my.
I did the ding where the coin.
You understand?
Well, you don't cross what that were changing years.
I mean, you look at the man's configuration. The man is supposed to be a donor, not a receiver. The man gives, the man doesn't receive. That's what they didn't say. Then you go and stand there and say, Berma, ne Berma, trumu, trumu. What is this? No, Basi, no, or see that be on one person worry into one so akofa or person worry Berma, no akofa oba. You see, they be a make say it is a certain form of insanity. It's an abnormality. It is obi yaria. You try to find a cure. Omu bi ewa abonti, omu abodam. So do you grant the mad person their right to be mad? Now yes, sorry, nani passive, we should grant them their right. Because omu ye gay. Obema pese one obemanda. Baby amemeti as a political figure. The only reason why you are in politics is that you have to work with people. Can a gay and a gay, can they produce children?
No.
Can a lesbian and a lesbian, can they produce children? So left for that group alone, there is going to be an extinction of the human race. Nature say, yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Okay.
That is why I said that if omu defend the gay, so omu were right. If their parents were gay, would they have given birth to them? That alone should tell you that what you are doing is an abnormality. Into yaria, let us treat you out of your psychological problems. But most sorry, say, oh, they have a right to live. Okay, we'll grant them their right. But I don't want anybody to go and arrest Obi or Oshi.
Okay. So on this one, right?
It is my right. I want to smoke. Isn't your life? If I smoke and I become mad, I have the right to smoke. Now your police for no say we arrested prostitute. Most of them go and check. They said that they do prostitution so that they can take care of their family.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But they don't go to do woman to woman. They don't go to do man to woman. They even go and look for the opposite sex. The police go and arrest them. Why? Is it not their right to go out? I'm robbers be omochi omoko court. Omoko kasana prosecutor no kind of bro for kesi wo ha. Na I'm robber na sorry pe janisa. I say bro for kesi ya papa ye oka no onti ase. Ono onya am robber. Eya o sorry enyumre na wakọ ejuma. Ejuma na oye no say he should go and beat people, attack people, make money, come and take care of his children, so that almost betimi akọ school na ochina omo abetena baby a wo judge oti na almost omo adane judge. So he also find that going out to rob is his job.
Also ye na ejuma.
Or ye na ejuma. So why are you not granting them their rights?
Okay.
So I condemn this issue of LBGTs. I think that look, me ma obi anko bru obi because you are a gay. Yeah. I will not fight I will not let anybody go and beat you or maltreat you because you are a gay or you are a lesbian. Ni ameti mi aye no say we should show compassion. Ni empel hospital bi. Ni empel counselors bi, psychologists bi na omo ne wontina se. They will tune you. Na mema no bi so a omo ntimi bi omo ano enka kire oba se.
Yeah.
Na omo so omo ntimi bi omo ano. Because look, some of the people they feel shy that make up or banner or say on Jin Tuma. Look, I have reduced my dignity. So, some people, that is their fear. Okay. And because I cannot go and tell a woman, say me peno, why should you? Producer, Because they cannot say it. At the end of the day, you say they will fall into that queer group of people.
All right.
Or babies who have what do you say? And then because they also want a need, they also go and fall victim. Oh, yeah, bad. Now who bema na opera. I don't think there is anything wrong with so bet me akojina no say
all right.
Now then you understand, but in our culture, hey, oban and your oban ultimate okaka. So when the man
so
at the end of the day, what comes the way of the woman is what she takes. It is not what she wants. And so all those things could be factors that could be promoting the gay, lesbians, right, and activity. So we should find a way we can talk so that people understand that look, it's not the end of the world. Look for another one.
Okay.
Also, who bear now open now, bear man say, hey, I don't think that it would reduce your dignity.
Okay.
So that we can help our brothers and sisters who are falling into this madness.
Right. Yeah, the commander Benevie. Your final words, especially if you could address one more or my and say the Biamuni and this of one neighbor. MPP the honor of my mother.
Many President Kufuor in 1998, they could make demonstrations. Nana Akufo-Addo. In those days, the late Dan Lati, Edward Mahama, President Kufuor. Then Akufo-Addo and Co will be at the back. Then we will be at the fourth tier. We are following them. Yeah, demonstrations, baby, particularly, and this today, if you ask me, I regret because we did demonstration against VAT.
But VAT.
We did demonstrations against VAT.
Yeah.
That's Amreno. The VAT was not a new tax. It was coming to replace the sales and service tax. And Omodi cost 17%. And President Kufuor Dabi Rollins and his team, they were insensitive. And Vataba. And yes, sir. President Kufuor enjoyed the services of that. We created Get Fund out of that. We have created National Health Insurance out of that. We have done so many things out of that. Meanwhile, because of that, Ahuni Hunger and others. And Fati our MPP headquarters. That woman. That woman was That woman was beaten. That she got confused. She didn't know where she was going. 1998. She participated. We did demonstration because we believed in the cause of our leader. So, and then, if there is something and you don't agree, those days nobody said I was MPP. Everybody saw me as a Ghanaian, a patriot. Me ye ejuma ebetimi abua esisa on my Ghana. Obviously, the MPP were the largest opposition political party. They benefited from our actions. They won elections. If the MPP is in power and they are doing things, then I don't agree. Now, say electoral commission, then I take a stance against electoral commission. The MPP says that I've taken a stance against MPP. Then I don't know when the NPP became electoral commission.
Okay.
MPP normally electoral commission. Electoral commission wants to do a new voters register. I get up and say that no, it is not right. Then all of a sudden, MPP4, it me Beka said, why should I be against a new voters register? When I know, and you know, that the problems we are going through today, if the electoral commission had listened, Massa, phone, you have transferred all your data from the previous phone into this phone. Did you go to change the data?
Okay.
So it was easy. People who were glorifying the electoral commission. Instead of Akufo-Addo to have a peace of mind to be governing, we have to wait for the Supreme Court to finish its ruling so that certain things can take place.
Okay.
All these things we do. So in any case, Massa, can I stop somebody from thinking?
I don't think so.
Hey, this is your nose.
Yeah.
You keep yours. If you think that what I'm doing, I do for NDC. NDC doesn't even want to see me. Yes. Obama constituency. Who were my greatest enemies in the constituency? Say Obaho.
Oh yes.
Who were the people? Who were the people who were fighting me more? The NDC did things.
I know.
They sent people from Accra to come and destroy the campaign that we ran. The NDC cannot be my friends, and they did the kind of things they did against me in my constituency. But when I see things about my nation and I'm talking with passion, then who's who I won't name you know. Why could not baby now see me yema NDC? The people who don't even want to see me rising politically.
You saw
you came there. I'm sure that if they asked you to write stories, you know what the NDC people were doing in the constituency.
Yeah.
The MPP were not fighting me the way the MPP fought NDC fought me. My life was made virtually miserable by the NDC. And then when I'm speaking issues about passion, issues about nation, then you want to reduce me.
What is the future of your party? There's a PNC.
The party chose new leadership. And I said, look, hey, Minua, you can see that I'm looking good. I get relaxed. I get chance, I can go do horse riding, I can do other things. I couldn't do it. And now I go do a lot of horse riding. And when I make what Gina say, I've dressed up.
Yeah.
And then I want to go horse riding. I watch Facebook say, I'm now an Okada rider. I do horse riding and I have some horses too. I have some horses myself. Aside that, when I'm in Accra, I go to where I can go and get a horse and I ride. When I go to the village, I get horses. It's an exercise for me. Yeah. And so you can see that I'm looking fitter than you. So I do all those and I get time to do it. The PNC has chosen new leadership. Okay. And on the day that they chose new leadership, I gave my statement. All right. I said, where I failed, the new leadership should succeed. Where I did well, they should magnify. Until maybe I agree, the new leadership is working. And okay. I have deliberately taken my hands
all right.
But so that they can work well.
That you did. Ebrana wo to abano. Na wo to abana wutwa. E dey kwachira national chairman no.
My flag bearer.
Your flag bearer.
No, I took a video of me taking the photo and I sent it to him. And I said that even if you refuse to vote for yourself, know that me, Bernard Mona, I have voted for you, and I wished that you become president. He didn't come to my constituency to campaign. I didn't have a problem with it. Okay. You understand? I know that the time was too short for him to visit all the constituencies. So his inability to not to come to my constituency was not a problem for me. Okay. But I just wanted him to know that if there was one vote for him,
Bernard Mona and then you read that so Babakayo. Such a wonderful conversation and then Bernard Mona, immediate past chairman, Edema PNC, now OSEI, the political activist.
Oh, yeah, then who said Namitra video.
So let me show.
I forgotten that you were
let me show, pa. I was there. Maybe I may say me trap it two way. For Konaka, just say, nah, me and my fine. Ukrum woman,
this time I'm free, so me
now this time they are you myself. Let me explore more. Okay. Papa B. Who fear one so? Hey, and fear where's the one here?
I come from Sankana.
Hey, but why
there? When the NIA people were coming to do registration, they stayed in my house. When they were coming to do the voter registration, the security officials stayed in my house. I can't do anything. They are coming to do their official job. So if I have a problem, I have a problem with their headquarters.
Okay.
But if they're looking for a place to put their head, I am a human being. And the worst of all is that when they were staying there, I have to be providing them food. Every week I have to kill one for them so that they will do life. And I did that for them because they were young people who were just trying to get something to eat. I have nothing to do with them. So even as I disagree with what the Electoral Commission was doing, the people who were working for the Electoral Commission, they stayed in my house. Okay. Did that compromise their job? All no. Right. They were looking for a place to stay. Good. Fortunately, we have a place in Sankana to stay.
Great. Yeah, that's Bernard Mona.
That's the seminar.
Abuso how you need 100.9 you made your torchlight ni ene aye Bernard Mona on a special guest and ne anwumre ewo dwumadi so na ye no abon comprehensively e fa the titiri no am ekoso within our political space. Sitek Alex Kwakuta tewa ha na ye no e ba obon komo sisi e kai sendondu obehia odifo Isaac Ofosuhene Jima woni the bedin kokomo Captain Jesus Prayer House obeba ha na odidame asema bro
ya no me bibribe ye nya kofa to yeso